Hey guys, it's Kristi. Welcome to my first fall video of the season. I'm so excited to be doing this fall tablescape for you today. It's still over 100 degrees here, so I'm not ready to go full fall. I haven't even taken out my fall decorations yet, so everything you're gonna see today are things that I've just recently purchased for the fall season. I just have a hard time decorating for fall when it's still so hot outside. I like to enjoy the summer as much as I can, but now I am ready to get into fall, and I wanted to do it by just easing my way into fall and give you some ideas for an early fall tablescape. When I started thinking about this tablescape, I knew that I wanted to do something that would say fall, but also would not have any pumpkins or anything like that. I did the same thing last year, and I really liked doing it that way, where I start out with things that are early fall and not really so much pumpkins yet, and then a little while later, like in another week or two, I'll start bringing out the pumpkins. When I started thinking about this tablescape, I knew I wanted it to have a woodsy vibe, so I wanted it to have the colors that you might see if you were trying to walk through a forest right now. So just something outdoorsy, and the thing I like about it is I feel like this tablescape could be used indoors or outdoors. And ideally, if our patio table was set up, I probably would have done this tablescape outside, but it's indoors and I'm loving it, and I think you could use it for either one. So I hope you enjoy it. If you've seen many of my tablescape videos, you know that I love fresh flowers, and this was no different. So I knew that I was gonna start out by going to my trusty Trader Joe's and looking for flowers. And when I went in, I knew for sure that I wanted sunflowers. So I was hoping they would have them, because to me, sunflowers just say end of summer, beginning of fall. So I knew I wanted sunflowers, and I also wanted some darker tone flowers, again, so it would give me that woodsy vibe that I was going for. They had some really beautiful bouquets, but I also knew that I wanted something super simple to put together. I didn't want to mess with having to arrange a bunch of flowers and put a lot of thought into how I was arranging it. So I just wanted to go with sunflowers, and then for my other arrangements, I wanted to keep it all pretty much one flower. So I found the sunflowers, and then I saw these mums that I just absolutely loved. I don't know why, but for some reason, sunflowers and mums just say early fall to me. I found some mums in the orangish color and then in the darker burgundy red color, so I thought those would be perfect and give me that woodsy vibe that I was gonna go for with this tablescape. So that's what I picked out. I came home, and the first thing I did to put the table together was start arranging my flowers. I wanted the vase for the sunflowers to be large and make a statement. So what I decided to do was use this lantern that I recently purchased at the Pier 1 going out of business sale. And I thought it would be perfect to use as the vase for these sunflowers. Since the sunflowers have such long stems, I knew the height would be perfect, and I thought that this lantern would actually make a nice statement on the table. I had 2 bunches of sunflowers, and I didn't want this to be any type of a fancy arrangement. I wanted it to look as if I might have had sunflowers growing in the yard. I just went out and cut them and then came in and put them in a vase. So it's probably not as full as maybe I would usually like, but I'm okay with that because it gives me that casual, like I said, like maybe I picked them from the yard feeling that I was wanting. And a lot of times with tablescapes, that's what I like to do. I like to think of the vibe and the feeling that I'm going for, and that will help me figure out what I want to do for the table, especially with my flower arrangements. Like, how do I want my flower arrangements to look, and what feeling do I want to get from those?
May you always find your way to higher ground. May you always keep your head held up high. Pretty little thing, you're a diamond in the rough. shining from within. I can tell that you're tough. Just the sight of you when I'm at my weakest point makes a world of difference. Oh, you make
This video is a collaboration with a wonderful group of ladies. Haley from The Farmer and the Southern Belle put this group together, and we're all doing some type of fall tablescape for you. So I know you're gonna get lots of ideas. I'm gonna leave a link for the playlist down in the description box below. After finishing all of the flower arrangements, I pulled together everything I was thinking about using for the table.
ordering a cup of love, feel it rising up and above. You will always keep my heart and soul strong. Plant your seeds and watch them grow. The light will always know where to go. You will always...
My inspiration for the table were these leaf plates from Pottery Barn and the green and white buffalo check table runners from Pier 1. When I found these table runners at Pier 1, I knew that I was gonna wanna use them for a fall tablescape, and this was the perfect opportunity at the beginning of fall to do that while we still have things outside that are green, but also we have things that are starting to turn colors. So I thought this would make the perfect foundation for my table.
strong. You're the first.
The leaf plates were exactly what I was looking for. So when I saw them at the Pottery Barn outlet, I couldn't believe that they had this. I loved that they had the mix of different types of leaves along with the mix of different colors. If you've been watching my tablescapes much, you know that I love to mix and match things. So the fact that these plates were all different was just perfect, and I knew it was gonna create such an interesting and beautiful table and fit right into the vibe that I was going
You're
for.
my future and you are my past. Pretty little thing, you're a diamond in the rough, shining from within. I can tell that you're tough.
When I first started working on the centerpiece, I wasn't exactly sure how I was gonna lay it all out. The only thing I knew for sure was that I was gonna put the sunflowers in the center. Beyond that, I really didn't know what I was gonna do. I did know that I was gonna use the lanterns, so I started with those and then I placed the flowers around it. I did know the elements I was gonna use, but as far as the placement, I just played around and I knew that I wanted to have various heights. So that's where my lanterns came in. The little green and yellow vases that I used for the mums were actually candle holders that I found at Dollar Tree. And I just liked the variation in height. And I knew I was also gonna use some candles that would bring another height to the table. And I think anytime you do lots of different heights, it just brings so much depth and interest to the table. So I love doing that whenever I can. I knew I wanted to use my birch candles in the lanterns. I found these at Hobby Lobby, I think it was last year, if not year before that. So I knew I wanted to use these candles, and then I found all of these leaves at Dollar Tree. One was the garland that I bought because I like the mix of colors, so I wanted some of the green color and then the yellows and a little bit of the orange color. So I wanted to get as much variation in the color as possible with like the early fall vibes. I ended up playing around quite a bit with the lanterns to get them exactly like I wanted. I used my little cupcake stand that I turned upside down to bring height to the candle inside the lantern, and I used all of the leaves around it and then also some of the green berries that I also had picked up at Dollar Tree. Once I had my flowers and lanterns laid out, it was time to come back with candles, and I used some of my birch candles and then also some of these really pretty candles that I found at Dollar Tree. They had them in different colors, and I just played around till I figured out which color I liked best. And that's the thing that is so much fun about putting these tablescapes together. You get to play around and figure out what you like, and the way I did it may not be the way you did it, and that's okay. okay. And so don't be afraid to play around and figure out what you really like and what's speaking to you.
Yesterday, there was sun and there was rain, beauty in the mundane. And as the light startled our eyes, we let go of disguise. And now, there's something in the air, and a sparkly shimmer on our skin, restoring everything within. Oh, dreamy, breezy, we go. Easy, easy on our tiptoes, undercover agents of the other.
I knew that my woven placemats from Walmart and my rattan chargers from Amazon would be a perfect way to bring in some texture to the table and also stick with that nature woodsy theme that I was going for. The rattan chargers were a little bit of an investment, but they were so worth it because I use these so much. I love buying things like this and things like these woven placemats where I use them throughout multiple seasons and in so many different ways. So even though, like I said, the chargers were somewhat of an investment, I know that I'm gonna get so much use out of them that it really makes it worth it. And I highly recommend that if you do mini tablescapes, find a few core pieces that you can go ahead and invest in. And then for the rest of your pieces, stick to, little things like the little vases and Dollar Tree items. But I like to buy things like my lanterns and my large vases, things like that I know, again, I'm gonna just use over and over, and a lot of things I can use for multiple seasons. I decided to go with my green plates instead of white for this tablescape because I felt like they gave me that earthy vibe that I was looking for, and I like that the green worked really well with the green in the sunflowers. But if you don't have green plates, then white plates would still work beautifully with this tablescape. And if you felt like this tablescape was a little too moody and a little too dark, the white plates would also lighten that look up quite a bit. I loved that my little accent plates are mix matched, and I thought it would be cool to mix and match the green plates as well. The darker plates were from Hobby Lobby. I think I got these last year or year before. The other green plates are from Pier 1, but I found them at the thrift store and I got a great deal on these plates. I used them in one of my Christmas tablescapes last year, so that just goes to show you how versatile plates like this can be. So the darker green ones have maple leaves on them, so I'm not sure I would use them in another season. I might, you never know, because sometimes I've been known to do that. But my point is that look for things, even when you're thrifting, or if I'm buying plates like this, like the darker green ones that are definitely a little bit more of an investment and they're only for one season, I have to really love them. And I knew that these green plates would be something I would just love and use year after year. So I was okay to spend the money on those and make that investment. To get even more of the mix match look that I wanted with the place settings, instead of putting, say, the two darker green plates in the middle and the lighter green plates on the outsides, I decided to mix it up even more, and I just did every other one, and then I did the opposite thing on the other side of the table. So I'm loving the way that turned out, and I like it. You know, right now it's just me and Whitney, but if we did have people over, I think it would be cool because people would be looking to see who had what on their place setting, and it just would give something to talk about and look at. I ended up placing the green leaf accent plate on the darker green plate and then the orange accent plate on the lighter green plates. And the reason I did this is because I felt like it gave more contrast that way. And anytime you can bring contrast to your table, it's just, again, gonna make it that much more interesting.
Building castles out of sand, reaching for the ground.
I also found the plaid napkins at the Pottery Barn outlet, and I knew that they would be perfect with this table. I decided to go with them because they give me that moody vibe that I was going for, and I thought I could have used a lighter napkin. I had a linen napkin that was a much lighter tan color, and I thought that would have worked really well. And it did, it actually provided more contrast, but it gave me a lighter feel, and I was going for that darker, moody feel, so I thought the plaid napkins were just perfect for that. I found the silverware at the Pottery Barn outlet too, and I just loved the gray handles that this has, and I thought this would be something I could use again for so many different occasions. I think these would be great in summer, fall. I know I'm going to get lots of use out of them, and I felt like for this table they provided that feeling that I wanted, where stainless or gold would have fallen a little flat. I think this brought in that little bit of texture and just moody color that I was looking for. I've been looking for some green iced tea glasses for the longest time, and I finally found some the other day at the Habitat for Humanity store here in town. I've never had a Habitat store close to me before, and so I was really excited to go and find these glasses there. The green wine glasses are from Dollar Tree. I've used these a lot. I think I got them last year, but I've used them in several tablescapes. I think the two glasses work really beautifully together. Amber glasses would also be really pretty with this. So I think if you had some amber glasses, you could pair the amber with the green and it would just add even more to the tablescape. I like the monotone look, but I think the combination would be really pretty and tie in to the combo in the plates as well. It's never too late to add or take away from your tablescape if something isn't working for you. And the little green berries that I had put on my table, I just felt looked lonely. They just weren't working for me the way that they were. So I decided to take some of the maple leaves and just add it to that. And I thought it brought in the right pop of color and just gave it that little something extra that made the centerpiece come together for me. The other thing I added to the table setting were these little green maple leaf tea light candle holders that I found at Dollar Tree. I thought they were so cute. They had them in green and orange and a burgundy color, and I ended up using the green on each place setting. My thought was it would be really cool to put a little mint or something in there, so I went ahead and set one at each place setting. I really enjoyed doing this fall tablescape for you, and it's getting me in the mood for fall, so I can't wait to bring you some more fall videos. If you enjoyed this video and got any ideas from it, please give it a thumbs up. That really does help me out. And if you're not already subscribed, I really don't know why, hit that subscribe button and join our community. We would love to have you. As always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you more than you know. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.